Hey guys, Mizzou Kid here, being the expert that I am on college football. I'm going to give you my bowl predictions for the 2014-2015 bowl games. First, we got the New Orleans Bowl between Nevada, Louisiana Lafayette. I don't know a lot about these two teams, but Terrence Broadway, the quarterback from Louisiana Lafayette, I do know. I think he leads them, the Raging Cajuns, to a win over the Wolfpack. Utah State, fourth-string quarterback, going up against a UTEP team that likes to run the ball pretty heavily. Utah State stops the run, pretty good margin, except for when they played Boise. I'm going to go with Utah State. Utah versus Colorado State in the Las Vegas Bowl. I'm going to go with Colorado State. Garrett Grayson, D. Hart. I think they lead to a big win over a good team from Utah. They lose their coach to Florida, but I think the seniors from that team pull off one last win. Western Michigan Air Force. I always pick the military schools in bowl games. It's always tough to stop a triple option, even when you do have a long time to prepare. It's tough to prepare for if you don't run it right. So I'm gonna go with Air Force. South Alabama Bowling Green. Bowling Green coming off a loss to Northern Illinois in the MAC championship game. So I'm gonna go with the Bowling Green Falcons. I can't pick South Alabama. I don't know enough about them. I know they played Mississippi State, and a lot of people thought they'd beat them, but they ended up losing like 35-3. BYU Memphis. Memphis is a big game for them. Josh Fuente, their coach, big turnaround there down in. With their defense, I think they do get the win over BYU team minus Taysom Hill. This game intrigues me for two reasons. One, we play BYU next year. I want to see their juniors and some of their guys that they're going to have next year. And from the Memphis side, with Dave Steckel, our D coordinator, going to Missouri State, a lot of rumors are that we're going to get the Memphis defensive coordinator. The main part of that rumor being that he was a former coach at the University of Missouri. So, in the Boca Raton Bowl, or Boca Raton, I don't really care. Marshall versus Northern Illinois. Good game. Two very good non-power conference teams. I'm going to go with Marshall and Rakeem Cato slinging the ball around. Over Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois, a lot of people thought would drop off without Jordan Lynch. They haven't. Obviously, they won the MAC championship, something Lynch didn't do last year. So, for a good game there. Navy, San Diego State. Gonna pick Navy. Keenan Reynolds, and just that triple option, I think gets the job done over the Aztecs. The Bahamas Bowl, Central Michigan, Western Kentucky. Again, these are two teams I don't know a lot about. All I knew about Central Michigan before it was Dan Lefevre. So I'm going to go Western Kentucky, though, because they have the better record. And I'm being honest here, I don't know either thing about these two teams. Wait, no, they don't. Check that. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky because the offense numbers, I think, are better. Anyway, that's something I don't know about. Hawaii Bowl, Fresno State versus Rice. I can't go with a team with an under 500 record in a bowl game. So I'm going to go with Rice. Fresno State loses a lot from last year, but they struggled quite a bit this year. So even though they did win their division, so there's that. Louisiana Tech, Illinois. Louisiana Tech is going to beat up on Illinois. I'm pretty confident about that. Kenneth Dixon's a fantastic running back. He's going to run all over the Illinois defense. Expect Louisiana Tech by a couple touchdowns there. The Quick Lane Bowl. I'm trying to get a little more energy in this. Rutgers, North Carolina, two very good offenses led by Gary Nova and Marquise Williams. Two very shoddy defenses, if I want to put it nicely. I'm going to go with Rutgers. They're playing, this game is being played at Ford Field. Holy crap, that thing's going to be not even close to sold out. So yeah, I'm going to go with Rutgers and Gary Nova. NC State, UCF. I'm going to go with UCF here. Justin Holman's really brought it on since the start of the season, especially when Mizzou, kicked his ass. NC State, Jacoby Brissett, they've had a lot of close calls throughout the year, but I don't think they get it done against the Knights and George O'Leary. Military Bowl, Cincinnati, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's secondary is pretty good. I forget which, crap, I can't remember his name, but I know they have one cornerback that's just really, really good. His brother's in the NFL. Fuller, Kendall Fuller. But I don't think one or two cornerbacks can stop a Cincinnati offense. So I think Cincinnati and Gunnar Kiel kind of just throw it up and down the field on them. I don't think Virginia Tech's offense can keep up. So I'm going to go Cincinnati in that one. Sun Bowl, Arizona State versus Duke. I got Arizona State big. I don't think Duke can match them. I mean, if Arizona State comes to play with Kelly and Jalen Strong and is it Grice? Yeah. I don't think they can compete. Arizona State's a good team. Was one win away from winning the Pac-12 South, so I'm going to go with them there. Miami, South Carolina. South Carolina, probably the biggest disappointment this season. Many thought they'd contend for the East. Many thought they'd be a national championship contender, a playoff contender, but they ultimately fell at 6-6. And it all started with that night against Kenny Hill making his first start. So I'm going to go with Miami. Brad Kaya is really coming around. And the main difference, though, between these two teams is South Carolina wants to get this season over with, in my opinion. They want to end the year because this has just been such a disappointing year. Miami's got a lot of young talent, and they want to still be there. So I'm going to go with Miami. Boston College, Penn State. I'm going to go with Christian Hackenberg and the Nittany Lions. First bowl game in several years since the Sandusky scandal, so I'm going to go with Penn State. Nebraska, USC. I'm going to go with USC. Nebraska has Amir Abdullah, who's a great running back, but I don't know if their defense can stop USC, led by Kessler and Aguilar. That's going to be that's an interesting game, but I got USC. Texas A&M, West Virginia. This is going to be the highest scoring bowl game, probably. I mean, look at the two teams. I'm going to go with West Virginia. Again, same reasons as I picked earlier with South Carolina and Miami. West Virginia's got a lot of talent, a lot of young talent. They want to be there. They want to improve. They want to get better. Texas A&M wants this year to be over. They're so frustrated with this year. And Texas A&M still has a lot of young talent, but they weren't. West Virginia was not expected to go to a bowl game this year. Texas A&M was supposed to be really good. So I'm going to go with the Mountaineers. Oklahoma, Clemson, Deshaun Watson. I'm not sure if he's playing. If he plays, I got Clemson. If he doesn't play, I still got Clemson, but Clemson's probably only going to win by 3. Without Watson, I don't know if they can put up a lot of points, but I think their defense can shut down the Bob Stoops offense with Trevor Knight. Arkansas, Texas. I got Arkansas. Texas kind of wants this year to be over with. You know, they've struggled quite a bit the last few years. Charlie Strong, his first year as a coach, you know, it's good that they got bowl eligible for them. You know, I hate the Texas program, but you know, it's good they got their bowl eligibility. So then you got Notre Dame, LSU. Notre Dame is going to lose big. Whenever Notre Dame goes up against an SEC team, they just cannot match up. So I'm going to go LSU. Georgia, Louisville. This is going to be a great game. I got Georgia by 3 points, but I think Louisville gives them a hell of a game, even with their backup quarterback, Will Gardner, being hurt. So I don't remember who their backup is, but whatever. Maryland, Stanford. I got Stanford, just that dominant defense. Maryland's defense isn't that great. Neither is Stanford's offense. They've come around as of late, so I think they'll get the job done. Now we get to the big games. The one everyone's waiting for on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The Chick-fil-A Bowl, we got Ole Miss and TCU. That's going to be a good game. I'm really excited. Ole Miss has a fantastic defense. You know, led by Golson and Pruitt, playing in their last game. Kindici on the D-line. And then you got the TCU offense with Boykin and all these great playmakers. So I'm going to go with TCU barely. But if Bad Bo Wallace shows up, this thing could get bad. The Fiesta Bowl, we got Boise State, Arizona. Arizona's coming off a disappointing performance against Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game, but I still think they beat Boise State. Boise State's got a great running game in J.I.J., but I don't know if they can put up points to match with Arizona, and I think Scooby Wright has a big game. Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, triple option. Georgia Tech's really playing well at the end of the year. A lot of young talent. Mississippi State disappointed by the loss to Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Georgia Tech here. I just am. I mean, that's going to be another great game. Outback Bowl, you got Auburn, Wisconsin. Just the fact that Auburn beat the shite out of LSU, and LSU beat Wisconsin earlier this year, and Wisconsin's coming off a horrible game against Ohio State. I'm going to go with the Tigers of Auburn. Baylor, Michigan State. I'm going to go with Michigan State just because Connor Cook is playing really well. Baylor's going to feel slighted by the playoff committee, and I think they're going to come out strong, but I don't know if their front seven can match up with what Michigan State's going to want to do with them. The Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl, Mizzou, Minnesota. I'll have that before you later. I'm not going to pick the playoff games right now. We're going to do that at a later time, but those are my predictions for the rest of the bowl games. You guys have a great Christmas break. I hope you're all okay. It's been a while since I've been on here. Bowl game starts tomorrow. Mizzou basketball. We'll talk later about Mizzou basketball. MIZ, ZOU, go Tigers. Good luck to you guys in your bowl games.